The next part of our form will be the Selected Address NFT dropdown. So, now that we have our selected address in place, we can conditionally display this new select input. So, let's do that. Check for Accepted Address is Valid. And if it is, we can display our next inputs. Let's try that for now with some dummy data. And as we can see, we only display this part only if the address is valid. Going further, if we want to display the user's NFTs, we will need to make use again of the Use Axios hook. In order to retrieve the user's NFTs. So, let's do that. You will get data as NFTs data. You will get the loading state as NFTs loading. And we will create the getAcceptedAddress NFTs handler. Use Axios again. This call will return as well an iToken array. And the endpoint will be mxAPI. Accounts, accepted address, NFTs. The method will be get. And we would like to make this request manually once we have a valid address. Let's do this request once we have a valid address. We will do this in the use effect. Which will listen to the accepted address is valid. And accepted address. In it, we will check if we have an accepted address. And we will call our getAcceptedAddress NFT. Now, every time we put a valid address in our accepted address field, we can see that an NFT call is made. So, let's try that again. Perfect. Now, we are ready to make the select input. We need to do this conditionally. So, let's check if the NFTs are loading and display a loader. Otherwise, we can display the rest of the form. So we will have a container in which we will have, again, a new div, maybe with some more spacing this time. And select component. As options, we will need to loop through the NFT data. Okay, and inside, of course, we have some divs, which again, as before, will display the NFT ticker and the balance, in case it's an SFT. And we can check that. Looks like this address has 2 NFTs. Now, let's take care of a little bit of our select input. So, we will have a placeholder of undefined. We're doing that just to not have any errors. We will add an error handler, which is a Boolean. This is the offered token. We can add a label. Actually, this is the accepted token. Okay, so label of accepted token. Then we can add on our onChange event. As before, first we will set the field value. We will early return if there is no value. Then, we would like to find the NFT info from the NFT data array. So, we need a particular NFT info. So, we'll do that by creating a new helper function. Let's create this function. You will early return if there is no data. Otherwise, we can search through NFT data array. So, we will check if the collection is equal to the provided NFT ID. Okay. Now, we can set the field value of the accepted nonce. This will be kind of a hidden field. So, we do have it in our form, the accepted nonce. But we will not have an actual input for the user to input the accepted form. We will just set a field value of NFT info. Nonces. Also, we can set the field value of the accepted token. In case the user selects an NFT, we can set that to 1. Otherwise, we will just set it to what it was before. So, let's do that. You will check if the current selected NFT is an NFT or an SFT. So, we are doing that by checking against non-fungible token. So, if it is an NFT, the value will be 1. Otherwise, it will be the value of the accepted amount input, which we will create shortly. Great. Now, we can move on creating our accepted amount. This, again, is a simple input. Let's create a container for our input. And create an input. Again, placeholder, undefined. Then we will set our error. The type will be a number, and the label will be accepted amount. Last thing we need to add for this input, it's the onChange event. We will set the field value of the accepted amount to the current value. And now we have our accepted amount input. Great. Now that we have that, we can conclude with our Submit button. Let's create some container that will hold our button. And create a button. We will give it a label of CreateOffer. Again, an undefined placeholder. We will make this an outline variant. Let's give it a color of cyan. Class name with full loading. We will use the past property from the CreateOffer component. So, we are passing this loading to the create form here. And the type of the button will be Submit. Great. Now, we have a complete form and we can test it out. As we can see, we can select a token from a list. Let's select maybe Ash. Let's offer 100 tokens. Enter the address we want to interact with. Select one of their NFTs. We can see that the accepted token input was not validated correctly. And let's see what's happening. It looks like that the option doesn't have a value. The option field doesn't have a value. So we should correct that by adding the token collection. This should add the NFT collection as a value when selecting any of the user's NFTs. So let's try refreshing the page. And offer again 100 Ash to the selected address. And let's try to change the NFTs around. And now it looks like it validates correctly. Let's accept one NFT and click Create Offer. Our wallet opened and we are sending 100 Ash for that NFT. We signed the transaction and now it is in progress. The transaction is successful. Now, if we refresh the page, we can see that 100 Ash were offered for one Christmas SFT. So, that was our final component of the escrow tutorial, the front-end tutorial. Thank you for watching.